So let's now quickly bring in our two other guests. I have Sardar R.P. Singh, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Jasmine Shah, National Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. We'll also be joined by Yashwant Deshmukh, sophologist, founder, director of See Voter in just a short while from now. Jasmine Shah, if these numbers, and we're saying that repeatedly, not a pinch of salt, a fistful of salt. And no, we haven't conducted any exit polls, but what we have done for the benefit of our viewers is collated data across pollsters and sophologists and agencies and put them together for the benefit of our viewers. So if these numbers hold, Jasmine Shah, because these are not one poll predicting something else, the other something else. A majority of the pollsters are directionally saying that it's time up for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Preeti, there is an old saying about Aam Aadmi Party in polls that we do not come in surveys, we only come directly in the government. And I think this is going to be the case in this case also. You know, in 2015, when the obituary... No, I'll come to it. Okay. I think 2020 is the rare exception, which also never predicted 60+ margin, but it did say that AAP will form a government. Now, in 2015, our obituaries were being written, and we were told कि बहुत ही hung balance है, maybe Aam Aadmi Party is having a slight advantage. What happened? A tsunami, 67 out of 70 seats. Again in Punjab, the average surveys gave Aam Aadmi Party a very slim margin, maybe said 57 out of 117 seats. What happened? We formed a government with a record mandate never seen in the history of Punjab at 92 seats. And let's not even go back 5 years or 10 years. Let's just go back what happened in the 2024 Lok Sabha election or the recent Haryana and Maharashtra elections. I think today more people across India doubt the sanctity and the scientific nature of these surveys than otherwise. Now, my faith comes from what I have seen on the ground. There is a huge silent voter in Delhi that has seen very carefully through what is it that BJP is actually trying to tell and do and what is it that the Aam Aadmi Party stands for. It knows, and let's not forget that, you know, Delhi is not very affluent. There are pockets of Delhi which are affluent, but 2/3 of Delhi lives in unauthorized colonies and the slums of Delhi. And for them, Aam Aadmi Party has transformed their lives in a manner that no other party could or even wants to promise to. Today, we provide quality education, healthcare, free electricity, water. So all of these things matter. And again, you know, the kind of the women voter consolidation that we are seeing behind the Aam Aadmi Party, it is going to shock and it is going to surprise a lot of people once the results come. So again, I have a lot of faith that it is going to be an Aam Aadmi Party government, and not just to that by a small margin, by a very comfortable margin on 8th of
All right.
February.
Sardar R.P. Singh, we don't know about the 8th yet, but today is a good day to smile for the Bharatiya Janata Party, because what you have, at least on television screen, in terms of number projections, you've swept Delhi.
Well, I was hearing Rajdeep PT and your other panelists earlier, probably Rahul is his name, and they were talking about the division of the caste and the Muslims and the Dalits. This time Delhi has voted across Muslim, Dalit, caste, everything. I mean, they have voted above all, and that is the reason is the strong anti-incumbency, strong non-performance of the sitting government. 10 years. They expected the government to perform, and they expected roads to be good. They expected sewage line to be there. They expected water, bare minimum water, good water to be given to them instead of the filthy, dirty water. They wanted clean air. They expected clean air. From last 8 years or 9 years, Delhi has been suffering because of bad air. So these are very basics. I'm not talking about the buses. I'm not talking about the mohalla clinics. I'm not talking about any of these. But these are the basic which is expected, and mark my word, seat like Mustafabad, if you go by your data and all that, this is Muslim dominated seat, we are winning that seat today. By all means, we are winning that seat. So is Okhla. I mean, mark my word, I'll sit with you on 8th. Please redo your, ask your agencies to redo the work.
But in seats like Mustafabad and Okhla, many would suggest and many would say that it's the team B of the BJP that's spinning its magic, AIMIM.
Kundarki and Kishtwar should be the test case or the case study for all those who think that Muslims don't vote for BJP. I mean, because 2 seats which turned around the results for the opposition or the other parties, and in spite of the majorly almost 65% plus Muslim dominated seats. It's not Muslim, Hindu, or Dalit, or non-Dalit, or poor or rich. It's basically, I'm telling you, it's a very strong anti-incumbency against the non-performance and corruption put together.
Okay.
And then this is exactly what happened when Sheila Dixit was defeated. I mean, it was not caste and everything. It was just sheer that people started thinking that she is corrupt, and then she is not able to deliver now what she has committed.
All right, okay. Okay, I want to bring in Rahul Verma quickly back into this conversation because, Rahul Verma, I would think as ecstatic that RP Singh is, but you're getting a little ahead of yourself to suggest that Muslims are voting for the BJP. It's also the work of the Congress. You have the AIMIM on key seats.
I think it's still far-fetched to think that Muslims are going to sort of like move away from AAP in a big number. Yes.
You will think there'll be a caste consolidation as a default option.
Yeah, I think, I think would AP might lose some Muslims? Yes, that's possible. But at the end of the day, voters also make decision based on whether the party which they are voting for is likely to win and form the government at the state level or not, right? I think in some places, perhaps because of the candidate's own popularity, Congress may be able to pull up some Muslim votes, but by and large, I think Muslims will continue to stay with AAP.
All right. Jasmine Shah, one thing I think we've begun our election coverage and something that even Aam Aadmi Party admits. This is not about the BJP. This is not about the Congress. This is a referendum election. Is this for Arvind Kejriwal or against Arvind Kejriwal? If these numbers hold, and I'm saying it over and over again, Jasmine Shah, then that referendum is very clear and loud.
Well, absolutely. And I think that is what will make the 8th results very interesting because Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, I mean, this entire campaign was about Fir Layenge Kejriwal to make Arvind Kejriwal the Chief Minister of Delhi again. And, people of Delhi know that over the last 10 years, if there is one leader who's articulated their pain and suffering and actually done something to address that, it is Arvind Kejriwal. Look at BJP's track record. They had enough powers in Delhi and the biggest was law and order. What have they done for the people of Delhi? People of Delhi are not going to forget that. And not just that, here was an elected government. And what did the center do and the BJP do? Did everything to stop him from functioning. Put even a fake case on him.
Okay.
And finally the Supreme Court said that there is absolutely nothing that is there in
Jasmine Shah,
this
one question I want to ask you
people
before
of
the
Delhi will
results
not
come
forget.
out.
People of Delhi will remember these things.
But Jasmine Shah, is the Aam Aadmi Party content with the way elections were conducted today? Or are we going to see a post-poll blame game, blaming the EC, blaming the EVMs, blaming the election process?
Preeti, we are not even making a post-poll blame game. We are saying a pre-poll blame game because the manner in which Delhi elections have been fought, I don't think there has been a dirtier and a more, I would say, compromised electoral process in the history of Delhi. Khule Aam, for the first time, Khule Aam in the middle of the day, money, liquor, sarees being distributed under police protection. When the Chief Minister of Delhi goes to complain, the FIR is filed against her. So we are saying we will win, but that will be despite Election Commission, not because of free and fair election, because people of Delhi overwhelmingly voted in the favor of Arvind Kejriwal, despite all the dirty hand tactics that BJP, Delhi Police and the Election Commission have fallen down to.
All right, RP Singh, you've been wanting to come in. If these numbers hold, again, there's a lot of ifs and buts, then I would reckon, and I think Rahul Verma could weigh in on this, this would be an electoral anomaly of sorts that would have happened, especially in terms of closing in of the percentage. RP Singh, it's for you.
Pity, I'll come to that. But as for as for the referendum part goes, Kejriwal seeked referendum during the parliamentary election also. He said, if you want me to be out and if you think I'm honest, then please vote for me and then ensure that my people win. People voted him out and then they virtually routed them out. So they can keep repeating that this referendum. No, as I said, let's be very clear. I've been on ground today, going from constituency to constituency. In my constituency where I stay also, people have really virtually routed them out. I mean, I can tell you tables after tables I've gone because there are tables which are next to each other in the elections of the political parties. People were pouring at BJP tables, not at Aam Aadmi Party tables, because people were seeking the slips from the BJP tables. And this is in the cluster areas. I'm not talking about the high-end colonies, but in the cluster areas. So let's understand this. Whatever is, we are going to win this election, and then people have given a mandate. And as for you spoke about freebies and all earlier also, let's understand. People now understand that whatever has been committed by the Prime Minister, then all what was committed will continue, and more is added. For example, Delhi needs 13,000 buses today, and PM has committed by another 3 months 30,000 buses on road. So this will help to take the pollution in city also.
All right. I want to bring in Rahul Verma back into this conversation. Rahul Verma, once again, if these numbers hold, and a number of times I've said that, and if this is the poll projection that we are getting at, directionally all seem to be in the same direction which we started with. If it is, are we scripting some sort of, which hasn't, like it's is it unprecedented is what I'm saying? A result like that.
Not unprecedented, because unprecedented would be that something like this has never happened. But would it be like a big historical, unusual? Yes, definitely.
A historical upset.
Yeah, because think from Delhi's perspective, because BJP has not been in power for 27 odd years, this would be a big sort of like boost for the BJP. And it would basically create a serious problem for AAP, right? And I think AAP's problem, even if they manage to come to power, but if they come to power with a slender majority, one, and if some of their big leaders lose, which is being speculated, then also there is a bigger sort of like problem for AAP to sort of like sort of think about, especially after like in a couple of years in 2027, Punjab would be polling. So there is going to be a ripple effect of Delhi verdict, especially for AAP in Punjab as well. So there is going to be a serious consequences for what happens in Delhi. The second important point is that AP might win, BJP might win, we don't know yet. But what we definitely know is that the AP's vote share is likely to come down and BJP is likely to gain vote share in this election. And if that happens, this sort of like movement of votes, it will also signal us where these sort of like votes are like moving from. The third sort of like important thing is that Congress, right? If it again remains at the same place or even manages to increase its votes just by 2-3%, then a party which was in power for 15 years has been now not just out of power, but is below 10 percentage point. So every hope that Congress generated for itself in the 2024 election after the loss in Haryana and Maharashtra, and then a dismal performance in Delhi, would be especially putting it in on not just back foot, but for this election, they fought with their allies, right? All other India allies came in favor of AAP against, in that sense, Congress. So there are going to be consequences of this election result.
Very quick questions to all three panelists. Jasmine Shah, for a moment, would you like to reflect on the fact that if you lose this election, if your top leaders lose this election, it's a moment of reckoning, Jasmine Shah, because then you're set back, God knows till when. And Punjab, the amount of pressure you'll have on an incumbent government in Punjab.
The funny thing, Preeti, is that, every election is an opportunity for our opponents to write the obituaries of AAP. That agar ye haar gaye to Aam Aadmi Party to khatam ho gayi, kuch nahi bachega. And the people of the country have seen that AAP has risen to be the fastest growing party, national party in the history of India. Repeatedly, we have upset our proponents and all the experts. So, I think we can speculate as much for the next 2 days on, let's wait for the 8th. We are very confident that we have fought a very strong campaign against historical odds. We are going to form the government.
RP Singh, 20 seconds, sir.
No, 20 seconds, just 2 seconds. No if and but. We are getting 45 seats for sure.
Okay.
You can keep claiming ifs and buts, but be very sure. And then I'll sit with you on 8th, and then we'll come with, if you want, I'll come to you tomorrow with the data also, seat-wise data also.
All right, 45 seats. Rahul Verma, do you believe these exit polls? Let me ask you that.
Okay, so apologies. Most of these names I'm hearing for the first time. Some of the polls I have never seen. Two, without sort of like more information on the polls itself, What was the sample size? What was the vote share? I don't want to comment. Everyone has sort of like work to do and business to run. So good luck to them. As a sort of like a social scientist.
A tighter contest than what you're...
Oh, compared to 2020, yes, there is going to be a
tighter contest.
Think of it. Even if AAP wins or BJP sort of like wins, there is going to be a lot of movement.
All right, with that, it's a wrap. And ultimately, viewers will only know on the 8th of February. So let's hold on and wait for that date. Appreciate all our panelists for joining us.